はじめまして、私はファンです。チリ人です。6年前ここに来た、インターンシップした、いいインターンシップでした。今、もう一回日本に出る、めっちゃ嬉しいです。
そうです。フランス人です。And I'm 28 years old and I'm very happy to be here. フランです。フランスから来ました。セニアソフトウェアエンジニアです。スイスで仕事します。
I was doing mostly backend programming, so I would do like new features. I would do like a Bluetooth, for example, connection with the speakers. I would do Wi-Fi connection as well. A little bit of music playing from the PLEN display programming.
I was working on the UI and trying to interface with the feature that one developed, trying to trigger them from a web app that we start directly from the PLEN cube. So mostly front end part. So basically I started on the front end and from and continued on it. So that was
a lot of Python, a lot of new libraries. Also, like Linux computer configuration with all the Linux CLI and terminal inputs. Mostly that, and of course a bit of Japanese as well.
my technical level when I arrived in PLEN Robotics was very low. So basically I learned everything from opening the terminal. So as you said, one Linux CLI, then so learning React.js, Node.js, JavaScript at the same time, HTML, CSS stuff, and a bit of Python. Like Florent, actually, I had some knowledge of React and I worked on it, this project, and also worked a bit with an API called AudioGum, but it's not there anymore. So it was a nice rest in peace.
I remember we went to one time to Tokyo for kind of a meeting with potential investors, things like that. That's what I remember. And also we went afterwards to the CES. I think it was a robotics expo, and I met one guy who was he worked at Toyota, I think, and we had a very good chat. This guy was very good, very strong in robotics. I was very interested in robotics as well. So that was one memorable event.
I had the opportunity to go to Tokyo for an exhibition, so I had to show the PLEN cube, different features. So I met a bunch of people, and I remember after that we went to Osaka with all the Kodenshi team, and it was very interesting to talk with them, with the big boss. So yes. I remember we went to Texas, in Austin, Texas, in America, with Tomita-san, and it was so nice. During the day we went to South by Southwest, which is an event that's organized every year, presented the PLEN Robotics, the cube, and in the streets we were also like showing it to people. People could ask questions. That was very nice. And there is a big Japanese community in Austin, and we went like to some ramen, but in Austin, which was very funny. This was my biggest memory, I think.
I think besides the Japanese language, it's hard to learn and to communicate. I remember one time we went to Tokyo with a coworker, and we had to implement the PLEN cube in a cafeteria, and it had a bug, so we couldn't turn it on correctly, and time was passing by, and we had to take the Shinkansen back to Osaka, so it was a very stressful moment, and in the end we found it, but it just a lot of focus in the moment, I think.
My English level was very low when I arrived in PLEN Robotics. So first, I really had to improve my level, just being able to communicate with the coworkers. So first this one, and as well for the technical part, I think I learned everything from scratch. So I spent a lot of hours in front of my computer not knowing what I was doing. But in the end, with time and patience from the PLEN teams, I really improved.
I don't remember any real big trouble because everyone is so helpful here. It's really you just ask and people usually help you. So, but I think the biggest issue was communication in general and adapting to the Japanese way of communicating. Sometimes they tell you something, but it's just because they don't really know, or they don't want to be wrong, so they don't tell you. So in general, not PLEN Robotics specific, but it's just communication-wise, it's you needed some time, but otherwise it was fine.
Okay, so after PLEN Robotics, came back to Chile. I spent like 1 or 2 years doing random projects, and after I started my own company. So I'm an entrepreneur now, I'm CTO of this company, which is 4 years old already. It's about software for the construction industry, so we model a building, and we will use it for construction management and everything. A lot of coding, a bit of management as well, but mostly improving the developer skills. So everything I learned in PLEN Robotics has been very useful so far.
So after PLEN Robotics, I went to Chile because he gave me a contact for another internship. So I've been a software developer in Chile for 6 months. Then back to the university for 1 year. Then after I had another internship for 1 year. It was backtesting investment strategy on the cryptocurrencies. Then after I started being a freelancer in software development, and here we are. I got some contracts. I think each contract lasts for 8 months, one year until now.
I am really a normal guy compared to them. I just followed salaryman. So really simple. I mean, I don't work in France, I work in Switzerland, but I follow the usual path. You know, as a junior, you just take the opportunity when it's there, you work in the company. Stayed 3 years. After that, I switched to another company. I have a senior title, doesn't mean anything, but it's a nice achievement. And now I'm starting to do some things on the side. So maybe I will also have a company one day, but just the beginning right now.
I can be specific about that. I think for Python, of course, the Flask framework we are using, connection between different devices. For example, the PLEN cube with the 3D printer. The thing I'm using most, Flask, Python programming, and yeah.
React and Python, I still use it with my client. It's very used in the industry. Pair programming as methodology, how to communicate with other people that work on technical stuff.
I continue working on React, so I mean, just technically speaking, I still use it. As Florence said, I think, yeah, communication, feedback is very important, not to hurt people's feeling, you know, it's...
We had to work 6 hours per day, so that was very nice, very comfortable. So we had more time to travel around and look around. Come to the office. Usually we'd have a Japanese lesson for lunch with one of our coworkers. So it was very nice to teach us and have lunch as well. Maybe we would go out, or we would just go buy some bento downstairs. Sometimes we even hang out with some coworkers after work.
We used to live in the same share house.
Yes,
So in the morning, each of us had our habits, but it was a bit similar, I think. So sports, mindfulness a bit, doing maybe a bit of programming, or I don't know. I don't know what you were doing, guys. but I suppose it was a bit the same. Then for lunch at PLEN, so it was exactly the same than what described.
Yeah,
just one.
It's the same for everyone. We were finishing Friday night, I think, with pop crawl.
That was a secret.
bar in Osaka in Namba, going from bar to bars.
Oh, okay.
It was nice, and yeah, we met some people there. Yeah.
I remember a lot one which was to create a stitching on different images for creating a panoramic image of the room where PLEN is. So you ask him to take a panoramic picture. We take several pictures, and we had to stitch it. Original time for this algorithm was 3 minutes, and I lowered down to 15 seconds. So that was cool.
The code I produced was very bad quality. The only thing I can think about is when I went to this exhibition in Tokyo. There was a big bug during the night, and I had the exhibition the day after in the morning, and I had to fix the bug. And I spent hours trying to fix the bug on PLEN Cube, and it works. So it was a big achievement.
You saved the day.
Yeah. Very hard on the coding to say that we are proud.
Sorry.
I remember when we went to Tokyo with Tomita-san. There was Orange, from French company, and of course they were French, and it was nice because it broke a bit the ice with them, and I think like afterwards there was a bit more communication with PLEN and Orange. I'm not sure what happened afterwards, but I think I broke a bit the ice there.
I mean, you're here today,
Yes.
so.
Yeah. Many of the people we have contact with are not working here anymore, but still we keep contact with them, and of course with Natsuo and Tomita. We are here now. We could manage this to coordinate this, so it's very cool to be here.
And that we get contact between each other.
Between
We met in Chile, we met in Peru. You came in France, so we met a lot of
In Zurich as well.
Yes.
Well, I'm done with the interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, I have a Japanese joke. Arigatou gozaimasu. So, thanks PLEN Robotics and irakegoma.